Hello and welcome. And I don't think I need to put a title like "Hello, Chris" for you to watch this video. And if you're None, I've talked to you before in the past. That's not the Chris I'm referring to. Any other one that's not Chris Daniels, go ahead and watch. But for many weeks and days, you've been talking about Bittrex and how there's like a lot of good coins on there, which is what I'm going to refer to. But I got back into Bittrex today because I'm thinking about different strategies, and within Komodo right now I'm trying to get some on Bittrex. The wallets are offline everywhere, and they have been for a while. They're doing a decent upgrade, I would presume. But on Binance right now, I got a sell order in at 1597 or 1598. Uh, And I got to buy order at 1550 on this one. Right now, I got to buy at 1599. And if I happen to pretty much, what I'm doing is I'm pretty much trying to buy and I'm selling half of what I own on Binance to trade on Komodo. Meaning I'm going to trade them both there, and I'm trading it on Cryptopia as well. So therefore, the play would be to do the base game on Bittrex, which means it's always going to be worth the same amount of Bitcoin every time. I've talked about that earlier in the last few days. Earlier today, I talked about the gain alt strategy, which I was doing with this for quite some time up until about 4 days ago, 3 days ago. And I'm going to continue doing that. But I can only do that on not on Bittrex. Because as I've stated with my instructional videos, that it's really important to have buy orders last. And depending on the situation and my volatility, and yes, I'm a short term player many times, or short intermediate term, as far as I'll play for 5, 10, 15% moves, and in Komodo, no exception. Then I might end up having like 30, 40, 50 buy orders. Like Theta, after I had my sale, I put like 35 buy orders in. I got like 5 or 6 more to hit. So I can't do that on. But when I'm doing the base game where everything's worth the same amount, so let's just assume everything's worth zero point 0.1, and I sell up here and it's worth 0.21, so I'm going to sell 0.01. And then I'm going to put a buy order here. It comes back down, it's worth 0.191, so I'm going to buy 0.009, something like that. And then what I do every single time a buy or a sell comes in, within the base strategy, then I just cancel every single order and I put in, well, with Bittrex, I will be putting in 2 buy orders. One for about a normal rate down. So in this case, say I just bought now because it went low. Maybe I'll put a new buy order in at around 1450, maybe previous low at around 1380, or this one at 1323, and then go on from there, as that would be what the play would be. And then of course I'd buy it, cancel my buy orders, say I bought it at say 1401 or 1410. Then I put a new order in, maybe I put one in at say 1200, 1250, and I put an insane order, maybe 200 Satoshi or something like that. Or maybe even 3. Like a medium insane order, because I bought at say I have an order at like 12 or 30, like 1250, maybe put one in around 800, and then another one in around 100 or 200. And then my sell orders, I'll put 4. One for a normal gain, which say in this I'm going for say 1726 maybe. And then I'll put one in for a little bit better than that, maybe 2100. And then decently above that, maybe 3000. And with Komodo, I'd probably do an addition. With the ones I do bigger ones, I put 5 or 6 sell orders in. So I put one around 3000. And now from this stage on, I'm only expecting these moves from this point on to be like that of like the. Let's see, is there anyone on this? Do we have one of these days on here to show? Not recently, I know that for sure. But I know, obviously, which one had one. Well, Polly had them. So like the one on Polly that I showed. Whenever there's like monstrous moves, so if I'm selling for like 5x orders and 10x orders, it's because of days like this and days like that. So in situations there, with my strategy, what I generally look to do is, if say for example, it works out that if I'm selling for 5 times, or like say, yeah, even 3 times higher, 4 times higher, that I will sell like more than I need to, and at some point I'll sell it all because I fully expect it's either going to be a play like this or something that just goes up so fast like theta that within the next few hours or days will retrace back where the buy orders would come into place. But also this gives me the opportunity to arbitrage. And I can't arbitrage really now because for days and days and days every single Komodo wallet is down right now. That's so I can't transfer. So it's not like if there's a 20% differential or something from one side to the other. I just can't buy and sell and then transfer the Komodo where I need to. I have to wait, and it's been a long wait thus far. Of course, right now, in order for me to get Komodo into Bittrex, I have no choice but to buy it there because I can't transfer it to the site. So therefore, I know in here that this is Binance. Obviously, I haven't had my sale yet because I got my order at like 1590 something. And here I got a buy order at 1550, and it's just pumping up to 16. So I'm going to have to change that sell order now. I'm going to pause the tape. And everything has been changed. I probably should be waiting for the successful arbitrage, and even if it's just like a percent or two, for the price on Bittrex to be just a couple percent lower to buy, then I can sell it on Binance. But now to what I want to ask is, you mentioned that there's a lot of great coins on there. Well, how many? I would probably like to get into a couple, or 3 more possibly. So what I'm looking for, obviously, is extreme nice volatility. To the degree where, obviously, the moves that can look like these types of on either direction, up or down. Obviously, if they can have more of those. But situations where, again, you have more different up and down types of pumps. And then the general moving market, of course, to be one that has the good, choppy up and down volatility. Cloak coin, for example, is one. And that, I mean, a lot of them these days haven't been as nice as volatility as in before, but the ones that have great movements. So I'd like to hear maybe a few different coins. I would probably, again, enter into 2 to 3 of them to at least do. And depending on what I see, I mean, if I see something that's magnificent, I'll do what I need to do. It was because of the fact that I want to play Komodo different ways. So I got it on the base game against Bitcoin. That would be done on Bittrex. The base game against Litecoin, that would be done on Cryptopia, and then using the alt game strategy on Binance. And the reason why I kind of like to have it on a different place is because when I'm making my orders, I'm looking, okay, it's supposed to be worth so much. I can see quickly how much I own of that particular coin, and if it says that if I'm going to be buying and I own 310, then I'm going to need 340, then I need to buy 30. And then if it says I'm going to need 280 on the sale, and that's why if I have, say, half of my, like for example, with Extra Bytes XBY, I'm doing both. I'm playing the base game and I'm playing the gain alt strategy. So I have to use a spreadsheet to do the base strategy game. And I'd rather not, but I have no choice. And I do want to do both strategies for that particular coin. So with this, again, use both strategies for such. And then I even want to take a look at, okay, well, this is Komodo against Bittrex rather, against Bitcoin. Well, how about Komodo against Ethereum? They have that exchange. I believe they have Komodo against ETH. And they do. So do we have any nice little funky moves? I don't really see too many here. I mean, looks like there's one here on July 22nd. There's one here. What was the gain on this? This went from 34 handle up to 43. Not bad. And I'd have to increase my ETH, but I don't mind doing that. I don't got much Ethereum overall. I mean, and the market's going down. I'm getting into what I mentioned at $3,000 Bitcoin, which isn't too far away, that I'm going to get into a buying spree. One of them is extra coins, which means that I could very easily add in, like once Bitcoin hits 3,000, I could very easily add another two or three, just because of that, or four. But I'm definitely want to get more Ethereum as it is. So when I look at some of these moves in here, I see this go from 75 down to 47, and that's a differential of like 30-40% off. And this is going from 24 down to 13. That was pretty much about the same move. Then you have this type of day here, and let me just, so it's easy to go back and forth, add it. Just add this in here. And then I can quickly compare things, hopefully a little bit easier. So interesting, it was a little bit of a different move here. Now if I go like this, do I get the exact way it looked? I hope I do. I haven't really tried this before. So the end date here is October 11th. Okay, so differential. It's two different markets almost, because Ethereum is moving obviously much different. These days here had those nice little couple spikes. Where on here they never really had anything of the nature. These days here. And then should probably take a look at the hourly time frame too, or 4 hour even. Just go like that, and then bring it up again. So this move here was from 46 up to 64. So that's a differential of like a 35-ish plus percent gain into February. And this was a gain from 45 up to 58. So that's about a 20-ish or so percent gain. So much better there against Ethereum. Now this rally here last year. Now Ethereum rallied as well, but I don't think it would have rallied as well as Komodo, but it probably rallied better than Bitcoin. This went from 18,000 to 80, and the one against Ethereum went from 5,000 handle up to the 20,000. So yeah, there was a much bigger differential within it. But with that being said, I'm not looking for markets to go straight up, although I like when they do that. I'm looking forward to chop back and forth. So I probably would line mostly towards trading it against Ethereum rather than trading it against Bitcoin. Because one, again, I need more Ethereum. And this is one way of gaining Ethereum, because that's what you're trying to do within the strategy, is gain base currency. And I don't know if you're trading Ethereum or anyone else who is trading Ethereum. When I mentioned like anyone who trades on Bittrex, if there's any wild codes, like I can. Unfortunately, the Bittrex site is very difficult to navigate codes back and forth. At least I don't find it too easy. I find it easiest to go into my wallet, click on the code that I own, or when I click on the orders page, I can click. There's a link there to click on the markets. That's what I usually do there. So if there's any other Ethereum codes, I've already trading enough codes as it is against Bitcoin. I most certainly could trade a little bit more. And if I'm trading one code against Ethereum, well then adding two or three more, meaning you only need so much base currency as it is anyway, that might be something I might consider doing. But I'm definitely going to be trading Komodo on there. Again, I'm trying to get some orders in place, so I should be checking prices every 5 minutes at least to see what's going on here. And nothing's changing. It still looks like the ask is still 16,000, and on here, yeah, I would have got my order in had I kept it in. Man, this has got a nice breakout pattern though, so I should be day trading this. So let's just take a look at this. Yeah, let's do a better time frame. 15. That's the hourly got. Okay, let's do some math. We got a high in at 1935, and we'll call the low 1345. Key numbers are 15.5, which is pretty much where we're standing now, and 1689. Okay, then, so I'm going to probably sell around 7. I'll put a sell order. Interesting. What I could do as a day trader is I could buy it on Bittrex now, put a sell order also at like around 1700 on Binance, and if I'm wrong, I'll just take the loss and this thing starts to roll over. Then I can just happen to sell at a small loss on Binance. So basically buying 1600 with some sort of stop. So that's basically what I think I'm going to do, actually. Let's go and look at this on the 15-minute time frame. I'm going to wait for it to break key resistance, though. I mean, I'm not going to... Yeah, I'm going to keep my 1550 order and play it at that, but it's got to break this resistance level. So if it gets up to a, consider I'm selling 17, if it gets up to like 16, 18-ish or so, what I'll do is I'll buy on Bittrex, order it to sell on Binance, and then there we go. That would be it. So I would get one small trade in, and then I'd be able to go from there, and I'll work towards it. And then, of course, if it goes down, I'll just keep adjusting to the message of the market, see if there's any time I can see if there's a deal for me right off the bat. Again, even if it's just for 1% or 2, I'll just take the play. Even if it happens in 2 minutes or 3 minutes or after I close this video, that I can do it. And I'll just pass on the day trading play and then just ensure that I get my Komodo on that site. And again, most likely trade it against Ethereum. Have yourself a great day, Chris. Have yourself a great day, everybody else who is watching this video. And I look forward to your comments for any possible coins that you think would be suitable for trading. Have yourself a great day.